got for like defensive equipment with you?
Oh, hello there! Did you stumble upon this video because you were planning on crossing the Canadian border in your RV? Do you have all of your border crossing ducks in a row? And by that I mean, do you have your passport? Check. Have you disposed of all of your fresh fruits and vegetables? Devoured. Purchased a few urine bags in case you're stuck sitting at the border for 4 hours? Oh yeah. Discarded all of your weapon and drug paraphernalia? Gone. Okay then, you're ready, good luck. All right, okay, there are a few itty bitty nitty gritty details that we learned during our border crossing experience that I would love to share with you today, especially if you're feeling a little bit uncertain or nervous about crossing the border. And I'll admit, I myself was a little overwhelmed about crossing the border with my RV, especially after asking all of you for advice and tips. Really quickly, before we get into the meat of this video, I want to address the eyesore that is the broken slide trim in the background. That is the reality of driving to Alaska. And also, it's raining here today. I'm parked alongside a very busy road, and in case there's any remaining illusion of professionalism, these are my pants. Now, without any further ado, let's start with the apples of my eye. The first thing that we were concerned about was our animals, their food, and what we needed to do to make them legal. We were told that each animal had to be completely current on all of their vaccines, but as it turns out, the only vaccine that matters for crossing the border is rabies for cats and dogs. Of course, there is an irony to all of this pet vaccinating that you will see later on in the video. So a few weeks before crossing the border, we took our fur friends to Petco. Because most Petco locations have this really cool service called Vetco, where you can schedule an appointment for shots online and just walk in at your scheduled time. We were in and out within 10 minutes with each animal, so I highly recommend their services whether you're a full-time RVer or a full-time house dweller. Once the wee ones were admissible, I turned to the internet for the skinny on their food because somebody told me that all of their food had to be within its original container. Which for us was something that we needed to confirm because we always take our pets' dry food and dump it into an airtight container and then crinkle up the packaging and throw it out the window towards oncoming traffic. Luckily for you, me, and the powers that be, there is a website that clearly defines what is and is not permissible across the border. And it is there that you will be able to read about the rules pertaining to things that you will be bringing and the things that you will likely not be bringing. And according to this website, travelers may bring into Canada a personal import of pet food, but the product must be of United States origin and be commercially packaged. So I had to hold off on throwing the dry pet food bags at cars until we returned to the United States of America. But this information opened up a brand new Pandora's box when we realized that our food was going to be just as concerning to the Canadian authorities. If you should know one fun thing about me, it's this. I like to imagine the worst possible outcome in any situation.
I got a carrot here. Shut down, lady. Shut down, lady.
What did he say?
Fresh carrot.
That's it?
And so for the topic of food, I want you to feel immersed. I want you to see the confusion and the irrational planning as it unfolded while we attempted to understand the rules. And I want you to know that had we been using the proper website, most of this drama would have been avoided. But where is the fun in that? So let's journey back to our B-Day, aka border crossing day, where we awoke bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to assess our food situation. Uh-oh, I'm already seeing problems.
Are eggs really not allowed?
I don't think anything's allowed.
Did you look it up? Did you look up the rules?
I don't even think we're allowed. Fortunately for us, we live in the 21st century, and what do we do when we don't know the answer to something? We turn to the internet.
Products allowed into Canada originating from a foreign country other than the United States. But what about the United States?
Eggs, yes?
Not permitted.
Eggs, no.
Eggs, no. So we have to eat 9 eggs.
Obviously, at this point, we were confused.
I'm so confused.
Help us, George Washington. As it turns out, we were looking at the incorrect column, which is an important thing to take note of if you are doing your own research, because there are very different rules for imports coming from the US versus imports from other countries. So once we located the correct column,
Eggs from a farm or backyard flock are not permitted, but otherwise we just gotta watch out for the avian flu. We're fine.
apparently eggs, dairy products, sweeteners, dressings, meats, all fine. Fresh fruits and vegetables, on the other hand,
Forbidden.
forbidden.
It's the forbidden fruit.
Because I have a theory with the spinach.
Grass fruits or products may be restricted from India depending on the country of origin. Where is it from?
Walmart. Wait, shh, California. What we figured out, according to that same website, is that fresh fruits and vegetables are allowed, but your best bet is going to be to freeze them and keep them within their original packaging. Thus, for the spinach, I did have a plan. So I'm gonna put it in a freezer bag and I'm gonna freeze it.
It must be in its original packaging.
I'm gonna keep it in this and I'm gonna freeze it. What if I put it in a freezer bag in this? She's a silly American girl and she puts her spinach in a bag in the original container. Think smarter, not harder. And there you have it. If you have fresh fruits and veggies in your RV, your safest bet is going to be to eat them, freeze them, toss them.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Back to the food. I can tell you right now, we've come across another problem.
What's your next roadblock?
What are the odds of you shotgunning 4 beers this morning?
Let's do it.
You actually can bring a small amount of alcohol across the border with you, and I did not need to stress about the beers, but I did stress about the beers. Bottoms up, boys! Oh. In the end, we figured out our food situation to the best of our abilities, and I highly recommend you check out that website that I will link in the description below because it is all spelled out pretty clearly there. And honestly, for the most part, if your food is within the original packaging from the USA, you are probably not going to get into trouble. You will get into trouble, however, if you are caught smuggling in. Firearms are very strictly controlled in Canada, and if you are planning to bring any guns across the border, you will need to confirm that they fall under the non-restricted firearms category. And be prepared to pay a $25 fee and have a valid reason for bringing any weaponry into Canada. Unless it's these guns. And if you are a time-traveling paladin from the 16th century carrying your sword across the Canadian border on a valiant mission to save a fair maiden from the maple syrup king, yeah, they're probably still not gonna let you in. My last bit of marginally helpful advice for you if you're still nervous is to have somebody rapid fire test you in preparation for the border questioning. You see, Keith did this for me.
I need to prep you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
We're gonna ask questions. If you hesitate in any way, you're getting strip searched.
Okay.
How long are you gonna be in Canada?
10 to 14 days.
Where are you going?
Alaska.
What's your favorite color?
Yellow.
Do you have any fruits or vegetables?
No. Yes.
You're getting strip searched.
I think it helped. But I know, you're wondering how our actual experience crossing the border went. What with all the intense prepping and purging and questioning and studying and vaccinating. Out of respect for the agent, I didn't want to film her face, so I have created an agent in her likeness using AI to immerse you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Where are you heading?
We're heading to Alaska.
Okay, wow, long way to go. What other stuff have you got for me today?
Frozen vegetables.
Okay. And what have you got for like defensive equipment with you?
I have
Like
nothing.
a pocket knife?
Okay, any ammunition that could be in the vehicle or in the trailer at all?
Nope.
What do you guys do?
I do social media.
Okay, yeah.
I'm an insurance adjuster.
I did that job for many years up here as well. Not social media. There you go.
Thank you.
See you later.
You survived.
I blacked out the whole time. She was like smiling and I was like, girl, follow me on Instagram. For reference, we waited in line about 10 minutes leading up to the border, and then we were only talking to the agent for around 2 minutes. So our whole experience went by very quickly. And opposed to the many warnings that we received from people who were experienced in crossing the border, she did not ask for the pet's proof of rabies, our RV did not get searched, and she was wildly uninterested in any fresh vegetable smuggling that may or may not have been happening. Experiences, of course, will vary depending on where you cross the border, so keep in mind that we crossed over in Sumas, Washington. Don't come for me in regards to that pronunciation because I asked Google.
Sumas.
And if I have not made this clear enough up to this point, use the resources that I have provided in the description below and double check the current border crossing rules. Well, that is that. Please share your experiences crossing the border, especially if they are wildly different than mine. Did they confiscate your carrots? And if you are dying to hang out with me some more, check out some of my other shenanigans-filled videos right over here, and be sure to follow me on Instagram for more behind-the-scenes entertainment. I post new videos on Fridays, and I will see you on the next one. I can't believe we're in another country with our house.